I am back from the Tennessee State Numismatic Show, and we have some more of these. I made some videos from this seller. This is the third time I've purchased from the seller. What this bag is going to be is 50 coins, all identified, so they're all going to be in flips or these little envelopes. And just from what I've seen in the past, 5 to 10 coins are going to be new to my collection. 5 to 10 coins are going to be upgrades to coins in my personal collection. About 10 coins are going to be completely worthless, and that leaves us with about 25 coins, which make great for my trade pile. And so last time I bought 5 of these, and after I actually added it up at the very end, I got my money's worth out of it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can only carry so many at a time. Here's number 5, and here is number 6. So we've got 6 of these videos. I'm going to make 6 different videos for each bag here. I normally go to the show on Friday. This year, so that my wife could come with me, I went on Saturday. And so just in case there were some of these that were left, I went ahead and I didn't know how many of these would have sold on a Friday. So I went out on Saturday, went straight to this lady's booth and bought several of them. I bought 4 of these. She had fewer than 10. And then by the time it was all said and done, later at the end of the show, I had 20 bucks left and I bought 2 more. And it doesn't look like anyone else had bought any of these. So I don't know how popular this kind of thing is to the general coin community, especially since, 80% of the dealers only carry US stuff here in a US show. But these have always been worth my money, and we're going to see if these are too. Now, I'm going to I'm going to record all these videos in one day, but I'm going to slowly upload them over the next several months and work them in with some of the other videos I have. And so let's put a box up here for where I'm going to put things when I'm done. And I guess I'm going to just dig in, see what we've got here. 1965 Uruguay. Well, I like them when they're better identified than this one. And so this is kind of an ugly coin, but it's not a common coin, so that's not sure what to say about that one. Got a coin with a staple in it. Let's look in here. I see several coins with staples, so I guess we're going to save some of those. Okay, we've got a lot of coins with staples. That kind of makes things. Here's one that had a staple from Uganda, 2003, 100 shilling, KM67. Very good. Well, sure enough, it's I'd call that better than very good, maybe very fine, but 100 shillings, that's not a coin that, I think I had that, maybe. That's a decent pickup right here. If you think about it, all these coins are 20 cents each. Skip the ones in the. I'll say right now, I don't like how many are in the little paper flips, especially that have staples on them. Here is a 1882 Helvetica. So that's Switzerland. This is a design that has been, they still use today. So they've been making this design coin for 150 years, which is, I think, the longest. Now, it's not identified at all. I see some damage to the coin right here, but I'm always surprised at how much value some of these Swiss coins have. So for all identified, I'm going to say, knowing that he's selling these for 20 cents each, I'm in a sense not surprised that he's not going to go to the trouble of labeling all of these. So here's an old German coin. Again, not labeled. 10 Pfennig, 1875. Now this is a design that lasted for about 40 or 50 years, up until about World War I or so. Eventually this coin was made out of iron and then zinc, I believe. So another one not identified. Let's see, more staples. At some point, what I'm going to have to do is finish going through everything that's not in a stapled envelope and just spend some time opening them up. And okay, this one had the staple removed. Ireland, George III, 1/2 pence. Cautiously optimistic about this coin. Okay. I'm not sure what to say about that. Okay, I can say for sure this is an Ireland coin. This is the design that the harp had a long time ago. We're saying over 200 years ago. And instead of Ireland, I believe the country in their Gaelic language was something like Hibernia. So we've got BER and then A right here. So I don't remember my history on here, but I think Ireland was part of the United Kingdom at the time. So the British monarch appears on here. So that would be why I guess that's the word George or Georgius, Rex for king. I don't know how to evaluate something like this. It's certainly over 200 years old, but it's so well worn. I mean, I'll give them credit. This is not what I was expecting to find in this lot. I did find some good things, and so that's a great coin in bad shape. But that, at least that adds to the variety of what we got going on here. Here's another one. Spain, 19th century. So I wonder if these yellows are wild cards here. Okay, it's kind of like the last one here where we've got a very old but very well-worn coin. And this is a design of a coin from Spain that is, let's see, 19th century. So that's the 1800s, right? So we're looking at another 150 to 200-year-old coin here, I guess. I like this one more than the last one because there are some actual details we can see on this one. The last one I feel like was more of a had to take their word for it. We can actually see the outline of the monarch here, but can't get a date. This one's going to take a while to actually go in, and I see a Madrid mint mark right there. I wonder if this goes back to when they used the Maravedis. So this would be like a 4 or an 8 Maravedis coin. So again, that's unusual. Next one in a yellow. We've 50 coins, all identified. That one's a question mark. What are we going to have here? More of the same. And it has a hole in it. Someone wore this coin in jewelry for a long time. There are some details here, but and it's certainly, again, a coin that could be easily 200 years old or more. I don't know what are you seeing in here? Is that a face? Maybe that's a face looking to the left. Got some hair on the back here. That's going to take me a long time to figure out what that is. So they're keeping me guessing on here. That's staples, 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 staples. Okay, so here we have one that's actually fully identified. I'll give them credit for that. Syria, 2.5 piastres, 1973. This is one of those that might be new to my collection. I know I have some Syrian coins from this time, but I don't remember the 2.5 piastres. It's not going to be gold. So that one's nice. Here is a... This one is labeled wrong. That is not from Prussia. That is not German. That is King George did not rule in 1871A. This is not a groschen. So it didn't say they were identified correctly. So, but so this is a fairly easy to find coin. I will say this is one of those that could be an upgrade to my collection. You're going to give that an XF or maybe almost uncirculated. That was pretty decent. More staples, and more staples. So still have this many coins that this is going to take me a few minutes to just, I'm going to pause the video and pull out the staples on some of these and then see where we're at. Okay, so now it's time for the not so good part of the show. We got a lot of Soviet pretty common coins. Most of the Soviet coins after 1961 all look the same in different denominations. They didn't even label that one, but just based on the size of it, that's a 1 kopeck, 1 kopeck. So these ran from 1961 to 1991. 2 kopeck, 2 from 91. They had a couple of commemoratives mixed in, and so I double checked on those years. 88, 74 on a 3 kopeck. Here's a 5 and 85, 87, 61, 10 kopeck in 1989, 88, 84, 15 kopeck in 82, 84, 85, 80, 1991, 87, 20 kopeck in 86, 83, 61. Then the 50 kopeck, which, okay, this is the one you don't see nearly as often, but 87 and 79. There were a couple that were worth opening, so the rest of these white ones are those. So let's start in the back. Of these 5, I actually went ahead and looked them up. 3 of them are going to be new to my collection, so there's that. That's a good thing. This is a 5 kopeck from 1952. The design on this one is going to be a little bit different. This one books for about 50 cents. So these older ones are going to be better. Then we have a 3 kopeck from 1956. Then 1936 3 kopeck. Subtle differences on this one compared to the last one. The globe that the hammer and sickle is on is not as pronounced. That's one of the first differences I spot on that one. Let's go to this 15 kopeck from 1955. So that's a design that we don't see as often. 3 of those last 4 were new to my collection. One's going to be an upgrade. Wanted to go ahead and open up one of these 50 kopecks. So this is a design that is pretty much everything else would have looked like this. It just would have been smaller. Well, the 5 would have been bigger, but made out of copper brass kind of metal. But 50 Kopek, 1964, with that design on it. This one also has some edge lettering on it, and they put the date on the edge as well for the 1964. So that's good. That leaves us with these. So let me go ahead and open these up. So I just remembered that I had my staple remover, but for this next batch, I found that they're all Marl's Canadian coins stamped on some of these. I wonder how old that's going to be on some of these. So that one's not Canadian, but or at least not stamped Canadian. We'll assume that one is, but someone's written on here what a lot of these are. So I don't know if these are going to be all common beaver nickels. That one's in. Okay, so that's a good one. This is the Canadian Centennial coin with a rabbit. So that one's pretty good right there. Not particularly valuable, but these are found pretty often. I just wonder how long ago did someone stamp that? I mean, I would have thought someone did that in the 60s. So that's amazing. This one's from 64. So that last design was only in 67 for the Canadian Centennial. But here we have a more traditional beaver nickel. Not spend too much time on those. 56, very fine. Back when it was actually a 12-sided coin. '67. Oh, we've got another of these. Another rabbit. Those make for, I think, some better trade coins. We've got a 61 AU condition. Yeah, that's pretty good. Another 67, so it should be another rabbit. It is. This one is shinier than the rest. I think that with a lot of these, people broke out the sets to get the silver coins, and so these are pretty easy to find today. Then a 68, brilliant uncirculated. I just now noticed that it had bunk for brilliant uncirculated on here. There you have the beaver nickel again. The last one didn't say Canada, but I'm assuming it's Canada since all of these other brown envelope ones were. This one also was stamped by Whitman, so I didn't know that Whitman made these. I'm not surprised. I just think of their albums. This one is going to be... Okay, so this comes from the time when they made it out of brass. And I just featured one of these in a video that I recorded just about a week ago. These... if just going from memory, the brass version of the George V beaver nickel, and even saying nickel is weird because it's not nickel, it's brass. I think this was a 1-year coin on here. So this one is definitely not one you see as often. All right, there were, I think, 4 coins left. Let's go ahead and get them open also. All right, so these last 4 are going to make or break this video. We've got a Tanzania 5 centi of 1974, brilliant uncirculated. With the, I think that's the swordfish. And then next one might be the same thing. Even more brilliant than the last one. Those are pretty good. Then we had this one, eager to see what the Syria £1 coin is from 1971. Books for They have put a price on here of 75 cents. Oh yeah, I have a few of these. But this one might be an upgrade. So we've got, again, 1 pound, 1971. No idea what the 1822 is. Maybe that's KM 317 or 319. But then for our last one, another of these, the yellow envelopes have been the real wild card here. So we've got another George II halfpence from Britain. Oh, George II. I was thinking George V or George VI. So we've got another really old one. This one has more details on it. I see that looks like a 7 and a 2. So 17. Okay, George III was when U.S. was declared independence. So we're before 1772 on this one. But yeah, the size of a halfpenny, where you can just tell based on the size, still has the same, very similar design with a seated lady holding the sword on it. Really rough shape, but there you go. All right, was this $10? The good stuff was really good coins in really bad shape. You had about half the coins, more than half the coins for Russia, a bunch of Canadian nickels. This one a little disappointed me a little bit, so I'm hoping that most of them are not going to be like this. But I still have another 5 videos to make, so we'll see how it goes. Certainly some value here, 5 or 6 new coins in my collection. That's a minimum of what I need out of some of these. All right, so we'll keep on making more videos and see how the next ones turn out. Thanks for watching. Bye.